Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Hoff. My name is Deuce. I'm calling from WRRV in Poughkeepsie. How are you doing this morning?
I'm great. You know, I've heard a zillion jokes about Poughkeepsie, and I never talked to anybody.
Hopefully I can dispel some of them, or at least not live up to the idea of a Poughkeepsie joke. I would hate for that to be how I go down. But you are, I'm telling you, I've not seen a media circus like this in quite some time, and you are right in the middle of it.
Absolutely, and you know what? Reluctantly, and I'm a media guy. You know, I'm always out in the media doing something. You know, banning Josh Duggar, banning Paris Hilton, doing fun things. But this one is a little tough because everybody loves Lamar.
Yeah. It seems like across the board, it's just a guy that people seem to love. Now, I'm glad you say that. I have some questions about it now. You were friends with him? I mean, is he somebody that you have a relationship with outside of, is somebody that you would hang out with in your free time, something like that?
Well, what is public is that the owner of the Lakers is a friend. I was at Jerry Buss's funeral with the Lakers. Johnny Buss and I, the son, and I have had a joint birthday party for 16 years, but we cannot confirm nor deny that Lamar has ever been to any of the ranches.
So, first of all, as somebody who has followed the Lakers for a long time and has read everything there is to know, I am shocked that Dr. Jerry Buss would be partying and hanging out at all. he's one of those guys.
Can I tell you something?
Yeah.
Jerry Buss threw the greatest parties ever. I mean, this goes back 30, 40 years ago in the Acatilla Lounge in Palm Springs, the hotel that he owned there. He threw legendary parties.
They said that he went out of his way when they, kind of took over the Lakers to make it more than a basketball game and a lot more like, hey, this is the spot everybody wants to be seen and everybody wants to party here before, during, and after the games.
Well, that's exactly right. That's exactly what he did, and that's what I set out to do in 1992 when I bought the Bunny Ranch. Because when I started hanging here in 76 with Andy Kaufman said in about 78, Dennis, buy this place. Make it fun. Treat everybody like you and I will be treated. And the motto is going to be this: Dennis Hoff's world-famous Moonlite Bunny Ranch, not just sex and adventure. And that's what Jerry did to basketball. Not just basketball, an adventure, an experience.
Now, I'm glad you brought up Andy Kaufman and just kind of the idea of it being the Bunny Ranch and all of your particular locations being a place where celebrities are seen. I mean, has anything like this, something to this magnitude, ever happened at any of your establishments?
No, not at all. I mean, you had an incident once with Vince Neil with a girl here, but no, not at all. I've seen 4 guys have heart attacks over 23 years. It's always the same way. They haul them off. 2 or 3 days later, they come back and they want to continue hanging out with the girls.
Sure. I mean, there's so much about what's happened and what's been going on. And, you don't know at this point, especially considering, who his, not his ex-wife is, I guess, still legally his wife is, how much truth is out there about the condition he was in when he arrived and what his mental state was and what their relationship was and things like that. And I know you've got very strong opinions on the Kardashian involvement in things. I don't know how much you're allowed to say or what you're willing to say, but I know you're not a guy that likes to mince words. So I'm just curious what your take on what the media has presented as the facts in this story is.
Well, I think most of it's pretty good. The problem I have is with the unnamed sources and false accusations, but the media is just reporting them. Lamar was in a great frame of mind. My manager actually picked him up herself, had a great conversation about his mom, his dad, about how vindictive Chloe was, about his mentor, a guy that helped him when he was a young boy, and he taught him basketball and positive self-motivation. And great conversation, great mood. He had obviously been partying in Vegas, and he admitted that because he told the girls, he said, I was partying doing coke in Vegas, but I didn't bring any with me out of respect to Dennis and his house. So his frame of mind was great, except on Sunday Sunday afternoon, he got a call. It was something about the TV show where they had done a rerun on him, and he seemed like he was a little upset about that. And but then that went away in an hour, and the party was on.
Now, you mentioned him talking about Chloe being vindictive. I mean, you've got to have feelings then if you know what his take on the situation was about her now getting as much of the spotlight, it seems, as he does. I mean, do you think that this is disingenuous from her?
I don't know. I don't. I've never liked them. I mean, let's look at this. Kris Jenner is famous for what? She's famous for being Nicole Brown Simpson's friend.
Mm-hmm.
Chris's husband got the murderer off the case.
Right.
That's what she's famous for. Right. And she's got a daughter that did a sex tape. What the heck is that about? I mean, why? I just don't see it. I don't get it, and I think I'm like a lot of people. Maybe they enjoy watching train wrecks. I don't.
Right. No, and I think there's a valid point about somebody who seems to attract or seek out that kind of drama and that kind of spotlight. So,
well, let me give you another example. I expected a call from Chloe. Dennis, what's going on? Is there anything you can tell us? Tell us every detail so I can get it to the doctors to help Lamar. Give me information. No, I got a call from a publicist saying, "Oh, Chloe wants to thank you and for helping Lamar. And by the way, are you doing any media? Yeah, Good Morning America, Access Hollywood Entertainment tonight. Oh no, don't do that. Just send that information, and Chloe will take care of that." I said, "You tell Khloe Kardashian to go to hell." Okay, and excuse me, if she's so concerned about her man, why have my girls been waking up with him for the last 4 days and she hasn't been?
I mean, it's from that account, the thought that her first approach to the situation was seemingly business-minded and PR control versus compassion is quite alarming.
Well, yeah, is it PR control? It's no secret that he's had drug issues. We said on the 911 tapes that he admitted to doing drugs on Saturday before he came out there. Yeah. So what is she going to tell the media? It's about her and the Big Butt Clan getting media attention. That's what it's about. And all I want to do is put the story out there correctly of everything we know. And as we find things out, we add to it. Like him doing these herbal supplements. He was doing. The girl said 8 to 10. I don't know how many he did. We're trying to find out. It may have been that he took too much of it. It may have been from Heidi Fleiss, my dear friend, an ex-lover from 100 years ago, said, "Dennis, don't defend Lamar. Drug addicts can hide their drugs, and you don't know it." I made a comment last night to Dr. Drew on his show. Well, Lamar was sleeping good and he was eating good. He says, "Dennis, that's why they have sleeping pills." And I went, bingo. Yep, could very well be. He could have been doing coke under our nose and then taking sleeping pills at night.
Right. I mean, it's certainly a possibility. Now, this is the big story, but what's interesting is I was planning on speaking to you before this story came out, and I was in the process of setting something up because of another story of yours. You just love to get into the media somehow, I know. But this is an interesting thing that I really want to ask you about. We spoke on the show about you and your initiative to match the contributions that your girls, as you put it, are making towards student loans. Is that how things are working there?
Absolutely. What I've seen is, and this was kind of brought to light by a girlfriend that I had, a girl named Christina Scott from Coopersville, Michigan. I went to University of Michigan, fan of the show, got out with $45,000 in bills, and just couldn't pay her car payment and her insurance payment and the school loans. Came out here, paid it off in 3 months. And I thought, you know what, I'm going to put something out there for media attention, and it's the right thing to do because I want to shine the flashlight on the school loans. There's $1.2 trillion in school loans. Every kid can get a loan. The amounts are enormous because the colleges are guaranteed they're going to get their money from the government. Okay?
Yeah.
The colleges, in a time where we have no inflation, you put money in the bank, you're going to get 0.5% interest. Now, they're charging 5 to 10% to these kids, the interest rate. It's loan sharking. It's government loan sharking, and it's killing the students of America. So I want the world to look at this and say, we got to do something. If we could only get 0.5% interest on my money, why not charge these kids that? Why not give them a break? They don't need to be 45 years old and still paying off their school loans. So, yes, come to work at the Bunny Ranch. The first 60 days from the time you sign up, whether you work one day or all 60 days, whatever you make, and whatever portion of that you want to send towards your school debt to the college, we'll match it. Example, the average bunny in 60 days will book $60,000. That means that they make $30,000.
Wow.
Now they've got $30,000. How much of it do you want to send to the school? $5,000, $10,000, $20,000? When you write that check, bring it to me. I'll write a check to the same school, and we'll put it in the envelope, and it's gone.
That is a fascinating initiative, and I mean this in the best way. It's a fascinating place for this kind of movement to start. You know what I mean?
Well, absolutely. And you know what? I'll tell you what, it stirred it up because there's a lot of people out there that say, this is terrible, this is disgusting. But you know what? For kids that don't have a lot of money or rich parents and they don't want to be in debt all their life, there's a lot of girls that are showing interest in joining Team Bunny Ranch.
Well, Dennis, I've got to thank you so much. I know you've got a very, very busy schedule, and good luck managing everything, and good luck with the situation. Of course, our thoughts are with Lamar and how the situation turns out in the best possible way.
Thank you, and I told Access Hollywood a little while ago, you got to wait for our TV Skype because I've got a radio show to do, and these are my friends, and they've always been my friends. So let's just hope you appreciate that.
You have a great day. Thanks so much.
Bye-bye.
Take care.